it's too hot.
It's good.
They're hot always, but I think summer start later this time.
Okay, all right. So it's getting hotter and hotter, and the seasons are changing a little bit. Eh?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hello, Trung.
Yes, hello teacher and everyone. My name is Trung. I'm from Vietnam. Now I live in Ho Chi Minh City, and I work in a logistics.
And our topic today, Trung, is you came in a little bit late, so I was asking people to tell me if they see any effects of global warming where they live. Do you see any effects of global warming in Vietnam or Ho Chi Minh City?
Yes, it's so clearly because in Vietnam, in the past we never had a snow, but recently Vietnam has snow
Snow in Vietnam.
Yes, in the north, near the church, near China region, and the weather is changed a lot. For example, some in Ho Chi Minh City we have two seasons. It's the hot season and the raining season. But sometimes in the hot season they are still raining, and the
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yes.
So the seasons are changeable now. Yeah.
Yes,
Interesting.
and last year in Ho Chi Minh City, the water is very hot and it's extremely hot, and it's everybody say it's the hottest
Okay.
in the past until now.
Okay. Good. Thank you, John.
Yes.
And Rosio. Hello, Rosio.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Rocio. I live in Mexico, in Toluca City, and I don't know what else.
Where I asked the students to tell me if you see any effects of global warming where you live. So, have you noticed any changes in Toluca recently because of global warming?
Of course. Yes. Is in Toluca, in one day it rains, and after 1 hour it's very hot, and in the evening is a lot of wind, and in the morning, early morning, they are so cold.
So very changeable weather.
Yes, and I think it's for the global warming.
Okay, thank you, Rosie. And last up we have Victor. Hi, Victor.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm from Mexico City, and well, I don't know if I felt the effects of the global warming. I have heard many things that I'm not sure of those things. Actually, I grew up in a city near from Mexico City, um, where the weather it's very hot. The rate of the temperature it's 38 degrees, so it's very hot, and have been hot since I was a child. I don't know. I can't feel the effects of that global warming.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to tell what the causes of changes in weather are. So it's an interesting topic, I do believe. So thank you, Victor. Let me share my screen with you now, everyone. And this is what our lesson looks like. It's called Slowing Down Global Warming. Here's the text. I'm going to play the audio for you, and then I'll be asking you some questions. So please listen carefully to the text. Here we go.
is the biggest environmental problem that we have right now. And a lot of people think that one person can't make a difference, but if everybody does everything they can, then of course we can slow down global warming and solve the environmental issues. So first thing we have to do is reduce the amount of plastic that we're using, because plastic can't biodegrade. So that means we shouldn't buy plastic bottles of water all the time. We can filter our own water or just drink tap water. And we should take our own shopping bags when we go shopping instead of getting piles and piles of plastic bags to carry our groceries home. Another thing we can do is reuse things. So instead of going out and buying everything that we want, we can find something around the house that we can reuse in a new way, like making a milk carton into a bird feeder for your garden. And finally, we should all make sure that we're reducing the amount of garbage that we send to landfills by recycling everything that we can, like bottles and cans, and also by putting organic waste into a compost.
So before I ask you some questions to make sure you understand everything, do you have any questions for me about any of the language here? Is there anything you don't understand?
Groceries come in.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
This I don't know what is groceries come in. Uh, After carry in the second paragraph.
So in the second paragraph,
After carry all groceries home in.
to carry our groceries home. So what they're saying is when you go to the supermarket to buy food, which is another word for groceries, you shouldn't take your groceries home in plastic bags. You should take your own bag. You should take your own shopping bag when you buy groceries at the supermarket.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. More questions? No more questions. Okay. So I have some questions for you. Eduardo, what does this reader say about the use of plastic? Eduardo, are you there? Eduardo,
For example,
okay, go ahead.
Yes, sorry, I have problems with my connection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Please talk about the reuse bottles of water. For example, the plastic bottles.
Mm-hmm.
You can only buy one bottle of plastic, and you can use every day or every time that you need it.
Mm-hmm. So what is the person saying about the amount of plastic we use?
This is to reduce the amount of plastic.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
Because the plastic cannot be degraded. Yes.
Yeah, plastic isn't biodegradable. In other words, plastic won't break down if it goes into the soil, like organic things. So plastics will last 1,000 years. And thank you, Eduardo. Katja, what does this text say about shopping bags?
Okay. Reduce the use of plastic bags.
Reduce the use of plastic bags by doing what? By doing what?
Take our own shopping bags.
That's right. Take our own
Right.
shopping bags. Yeah. That is correct. And Trung, what does the text say about reusing things?
Yes. We can recycling anything we can like a button and a can't.
Trung, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand what you said. Could you repeat, please?
We can recycling a button and a can.
Oh, yeah, we can reuse things in our house for different purposes. That's correct. What does Rosio? What does the text say about reducing the amount of? What does the text say about the amount of garbage we use?
By recycling everything that we can.
Exactly. So recycling is really important. Like cans and bottles. We put organic waste into a compost in the garden. Victor, this word garbage is a common word in English. Can you give me two other words in English that mean the same as garbage?
I remember one.
Okay.
Trash.
Yes. So we have garbage, we have trash. And shall I help you with the third one?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll
Can
put all
you
three.
remember
Yeah,
all
I'll put all three in the chat for you. We talk about garbage, trash, or rubbish, right?
rubbish?
Yeah, all three mean approximately the same thing. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to divide this text into two parts. And I'm going to give you each half to read, and I'm going to listen carefully to your pronunciation. Okay? Eduardo, you got the first half. Go ahead.
What the first two paragraphs?
That is correct. I've highlighted them on the screen for you. Would you read them for me, please?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I think global warming is the biggest environment problem that we have right now. And a lot of people think that one person cannot make a difference. But if everybody does everything they can, then of course we can slow down global warming and solve the environment issues. So first thing we have to do is reduce the amount of plastic that we're using because plastic cannot biodegrade. So that means we shouldn't buy plastic bottles of water all the time. We can filter our water or just drink tap water. And we should take our shopping bags when we go shopping instead of getting piles and piles of plastic bags to carry our groceries home in.
Good. Just one word there, Eduardo. The rest was really, really fine. It's this word. Repeat after me. Biodegrade.
Biodegrade.
Plastic can't biodegrade.
Plastic can't biodegrade.
Perfect. Thank you. Katja, you got the last two paragraphs. Katja, go ahead.
Another thing we can do is reuse things. So instead of going out and buying everything that we want, we can find something around the house that we can reuse in a new way, like making a meal carton into a beer feeder for your garden. And finally, we should all make sure that we're reducing the amount of garbage that we send the landfills by recycling everything that we can, like bottles and cans, and also by putting organic waste into a compost.
Nice reading, Katja. I don't have any questions for you. Well done.
Thank you.
And Trung, you've got the first two paragraphs. Go ahead.
A first paragraph, teacher.
The first two paragraphs.
Yes. I think global warming is the biggest environmental problem that we have right now. And a lot of people think that one person can't make a difference. But if everybody does everything they can, they of course we can slow down global warming and show the environmental issues. So first thing we have to do is reduce the amount of plastics that we using because plastic cannot biodegrade. So that means we shouldn't buy plastic bottles of the water all the time. We can filter our own water or just drink tap water, and we should take our old shopping bag when we go shopping instead of getting a plastic bag to carry our groceries home in.
That was nicely read, John. Just repeat after me, okay? Piles and piles.
Piles sunpie,
Piles and piles.
piles and pies.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. Rocio, you've got the last two paragraphs. Go ahead.
Okay. Another thing we can do is reuse things. So instead of going out of and buying everything that we want, we can find something around the house that we can reuse in a new way, like making a milk carton into a bird feeder for your garden. And finally, we should all make sure that we are reducing the amount of garbage that we send to landfills by recycling everything that we can, like bottles and cans, and also by putting organic waste into a compost.
Very nicely read, Rosie. I'll just come to one word here, and you may notice with this word the stress. Oops. The stress is at the beginning of the word, so repeat after me. Garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah. Nice. And Victor, you've got the first two paragraphs. Go ahead.
Yes, I think global warming is the biggest environmental problem that we have right now. And a lot of people think that one person can't make a difference. But if everybody does everything they can, then of course we can slow down global warming and solve the environmental issues. So first thing we have to do is reduce the amount of plastic that we are using because plastic can't biodegrade. So that means we shouldn't buy plastic bottles of water all the time. We can filter our own water or just drink tap water. And we shouldn't take our own shopping bags when we go shopping instead of getting piles and piles of plastic bags to carry our groceries home in.
Nice. Very nicely read, Victor. Just one word, and it's the letter I in this word. Listen to how I say it and repeat after me, okay? Environmental.
Environment.
That's right. So it's not environmental. The letter I is a little bit changeable in English. Okay. And the rest of it is perfect, so well done.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I have
Eduardo,
a,
what?
I
You
have
have a question?
Professor.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. In Mexico, it's not healthy to drink tap water.
So
And
I understand.
there is there is more healthy in Japan.
I don't really drink tap water in Japan. It's not dangerous or anything. and I use water for cooking in Japan. But I usually buy bottled water, uh, to carry around when I drink it. So I think some of this advice is sensible. I really like the idea of using your own shopping bags, for example. But some of it is perhaps a little naive. That's my opinion. What do you think of her? What do you think of her advice, Eduardo? Do you agree with everything she said?
Yes, I agree. It's not healthy to drink tap water here in Mexico.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit careful. I know. Okay. Katya, do you like this advice, or is there anything that you think is important here, or what do you think of the advice that she's giving?
About the water.
No, about anything in the text.
Oh, okay. No, I'm agree.
You agree with everything.
Yeah.
Do you drink tap water in Mexico, in Sonora?
Sometimes.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't worry about it. Okay.
And
Okay. Tron, what do you think about this advice?
Uh, I think on advice is good, but in Vietnam about we had to difficult to do this because the water in the tap in the public is not clear, and on Vietnam people using usually buy the bottled water to drinking. Even when because uh, recently there are a lot of brand name of bottled water, and some of company they don't have a testing company to certificate water enough quality, and we buy the bottom water, but it's still dirty because the government in Vietnam not good in quality to control the
Yeah.
quality of products.
I don't think Vietnam is unique that way. I think there's a lot of countries where if you're going to drink water from the tap, you
Yes,
should boil it. You need to boil the water first if you want to be safe. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. What do you think of this advice, Rosia?
I think these kind of articles are very useful for new ideas in our home. And I reuse the bottles of water when I have for put my flowers, for example. And when I go to the supermarket, I bring my own bag.
That's really good, Rosia. And in fact, there are some countries now that have banned plastic shopping bags in supermarkets, so everybody has to bring their own bag.
Yes.
So, and and it's a good idea, I think.
No, nothing.
Okay, thanks, Rosia. Victor, what do you think of this advice?
I think that all these things require uh, uh, discipline.
Discipline,
Um,
right?
very much. And well, I don't know. It probably it seems easy, but I don't think that are so easy. It requires a lot of discipline.
Discipline, discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah,
It requires a lot of discipline.
yeah, it does. And we're just about out of time, everybody, and I think I like the advice that she's giving in all of this, but I don't think it's going to slow down global warming. I think global warming is a much bigger issue that has to do more with entire countries and industries and things like that. But for individuals, it's probably good advice. Thank you all very much. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.
Thank you.
See you again in the future. Bye-bye.
See you, teacher.
Thank
Bye,
you.
teacher.
Good night.
Bye-bye.